I am not going to talk about anything.
Why not? Oh, now because the microphone is on? We ain't going to hit him with a bonus IOC? Little tidbit?
Little tidbit.
A little tidbit.
Tidbit of what?
Man, since you hit the big 4-0.
The 40. Yes, I'm 40.
Oh, man.
I'm 40 with the fucking lisp. Like, seriously.
It is definitely true that women, when they hit 40, got a whole new drive.
No.
It is true. It has to be true.
You have to tell me scientifically why.
Why do I have to tell you scientifically?
Because
Science
you're
is
the
all-
science nerd.
Google it. What the hell? Women definitely have a sex drive when they hit them cougar years, huh?
No, I don't think so. I think everything's just going back, getting leveled out and back to normal since I was sick.
Listen, what's going on right now is I turn these microphones back on after episode 4. And somebody would ask, somebody said, "Oh, well, I'm going to go make dinner." I'm like, "Oh, are you hungry?" Well, it is 4:17. And I'm like, "Well, I don't plan on going to bed till like 7 o'clock." Well, what are you going to do between now and then? And that's what I said. My bones are telling me no, but my dinkle.
You forgot the 5-second pause.
My dinkle is telling me I'm getting old. So, you know what's fucked up about science? Because they do say women hit their sexual peak at 40 years old.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm not, because you know what men do?
Wait.
18 years old. Like, what the fuck? Something's fucked up in the world. Something's fucked up with genetics and science and anatomy. Like, why the hell would you have a man's sexual peak hit at 18 years old?
So now
We can't even think straight until we're 25.
Look, I had to keep up with you. Now you got to keep up with me.
Man.
Is that how it works?
Well, I'm gonna try. I gotta watch my blood pressure
I'll keep it down.
and my palpitations. And you keeping what down? Obviously, you ain't trying to keep nothing down. You're trying to keep something up.
I got an herb for that.
I know you do with your apothecary ass, old herbalist.
Yeah.
So what you talking about wanting to do? What you want to do? What you want to do? Mm-hmm. I want to shoot Bedu. Shoot Bedu. Here I go.
I know. That's what your dad calls me.
Calls you shoot. That's your song. Yeah. Shotgun bang. What's up with that thing? Because that's how you looking at me. I want to know.
That is a hang.
A little to the left today.
I'm moving around.
Support us on Patreon if you want to hear this.
Right.
You ain't gonna count us down?
3, 2, 1.
What's happening? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Interracial Odd Couple Podcast with Cypha and who?
Gina again.
Oh, Gina again. Damn, who is this sexy white woman sitting in front of me right now?
Me?
Who are you?
Me.
I haven't seen you, I don't think, since last week.
Right. See you later.
Like, who is this? I'm going to have to tell her I might be cheating on somebody later.
Right. Whoops.
We hope everybody had an amazing week. Everybody's going into this weekend, July 4th week, coming up next week.
Yeah.
Listen, white people, public service announcement. Don't stick a Roman candle between your ass cheeks and light it backwards, dumbass.
Right.
We don't need any more of those. Well, actually, I enjoy those videos. I encourage all of that stupidity and alcohol. Lots of it. And I will be tuned in to YouTube and Twitter and wherever else I can see all that amazing content.
Yes.
All right. So, what's been going on here lately? All the positive things.
Positive things.
Yeah, positive things.
We've been working on the farm a little bit.
A little bit. What's going on the farm? Good old farm.
Just getting
ticks and flea bites.
Yes, ticks. Ticks, oh goodness.
All them skeeters.
Yes, mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
Figured out I'm not allergic to the poison family. Poison ivy, poison sumo. So
after all
sumac.
these years of existence.
Well, I was cutting it all out. So I didn't break out today,
well,
so
that's good. Yeah.
I'm alive.
Who was it? No, it wasn't because of that, but it was Will Smith. What was the movie Hitch? Mm-hmm. When he was chugging the damn Benadryl in the shopping aisle. He's like, come on! Yeah, at least you didn't wake up today looking like Jabba the Hutt or something in the face, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, Dad's wanting to get the fire pit area all cleaned up, so maybe we can go out there on 4th of July and try to shoot fireworks.
Shoot something.
Set everything on fire.
Well, yeah, that was one year. That was pretty. That was amazing.
That was funny.
I forgot what we even threw in the fire for that to happen.
Oh no!
We caught the whole island on fire.
No, that was the kids. They did that with the fireworks.
I know. I encouraged them to do something stupid. I just don't remember what it was.
I don't know what it was.
They was throwing them Saturn missiles with the tail off of them or some shit.
They were doing something stupid.
Hey man, we had a good time. Even though half the island caught on fire.
Right.
Shout out to the farm.
Right.
Let's see what's been going on with me this week. Work and work and more work. Busting my knee.
Having to fend for yourself.
Man, hey man, I survived. I'm still here, barely.
You did.
Barely.
Yep.
Well, we hope, like we said, everybody's having a good week. Had a great week. Is going to have a great weekend. Positive things, positive movements, positive vibes. Yeah. That's what we all about. So, what we're going to do this episode, baby, which we just had a pre-prod that you asked me 30 times, what are we doing again? What are we doing again? I had to finally text it to you, literally across the hallway. For you to remember what our little quick relationship assignment is that we're getting ready to share with everybody.
Yeah. Like in the middle of it, I would just forget. So it's like a repeat.
What are we doing again? What are we doing again?
Why am I writing this down? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. You looking at me all fucked up still. Obviously, you didn't miss me that much. It didn't take not even 5 minutes.
Right? I can't remember what we are.
Like,
what?
Damn, this some bullshit. Damn. I'm like, your brother been out here vulnerable and all. You know, women is looking at me succulent these days.
Okay.
Damn, see how she be dissing me, everybody? That's all right. Well, one of the things I thought would be kind of cool to do was I told Gina that we should write down separately 10 different things we feel like are important in our relationship. Those of you that are new, that are tuning in, we have crossed the 10-year mark. Back in February. 10 years of putting up with each other's misery.
Yeah. And
fart smells and crusty toenails and all kind of shit.
I guess so.
So this is the assignment that I gave us for us to do. And I said, we got about 5 minutes to do it. It took you how long? About 35, 40 minutes. Because you asked, 25 of it was asking what we were doing again.
You asking, are you high?
Yeah, I'm like, are you high?
No.
All right, so we each wrote down 10 separate things that we feel like are definitely important in our relationship. And hopefully some of these things can be important in your relationship with your significant other as well.
Okay.
Even though I'm going to probably be silly about it.
Okay.
All right, baby. What's your first statement, word, sentence?
Trust.
Break down trust. Like me being out here dangled as a piece of meat in these piranha-infested waters while you was gone.
Yeah, I don't care.
But you trusted me.
Yeah. So
okay, so break down trust.
You come home. Works for me.
Man, ain't that the truth? I'm coming home.
Yep.
Shoot, I like my home. Mm-hmm. I like my air conditioning. I like my food. I like all that.
Yep. Come on.
No, really, break down trust, baby. Why is trust important in a relationship?
It just is. I mean, if you don't have it, you really don't have a good foundation.
Mm-hmm. Break down scenarios where trust could be detrimental. I mean, we've seen examples. We've also been in previous relationships. We've both been married before. The trust issue is very sensitive to a lot of people.
Yeah.
We had trust issues in my with my ex-wife. We had trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, when you're young, you still kind of dumb and figuring shit out. You know, sometimes you bring the trust issues to the relationship. Sometimes the other person does. But, I mean, that could be definitely detrimental. You know, I was young and feeling myself at one time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I think every young man, especially in their early, mid-20s, goes through that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, without a degree of trust, it's going to present a whole world of problems.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think as far as trust issues and stuff like that? Do you have an example?
Just people accusing others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not where you're supposed to be, or you know, I know you're doing this, I'm doing that, which in turn make that other person want to do that, or feel like they have to go do that because they're accused of doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes, too, going along with what you're saying, too, sometimes the person that's accusing you of trust issues is actually covering up their own tracks. Mm-hmm. That's shit that they're actually feeling guilty about. Yeah, that's actually shit that they're feeling guilty about. Can you imagine, you know, you remember how OCD people were with trust issues when we were young, especially young and still figuring shit out? Like I told you in previous episode, men don't even start thinking straight until their frontal cortex is completely developed by the time they're 20 freaking 5. Mm-hmm. And think about how OCD people were. You know, man, where's this bitch at? Man, where's this motherfucker at? I'm gonna kick his ass. I know he's over at her house and all this other shit. I can only imagine if we had location on back then, like now. Goodness. And oh man, can you imagine if we had social media during those times when we were teenagers in the early mid-20s? Can you imagine? Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have that shit. Oh, man. All right, let's see. One of my words that I came up with that you can agree with me, because trust was also on my list. Ding, 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 ding. We have one match.
Good.
Is patience.
Yeah, me too. It's number 5.
Okay, yeah. We got another match. Ding, 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 ding. Definitely patience.
Yeah.
Why do you think patience is important? I'll start with you.
For one, I need a lot of patience with you.
Thank
and I
you.
know you need a lot of patience with me.
Oh, look, now you want to try to smooth it over.
Even asking 25 times, what the fuck are we doing here?
I already drop kick you like this is Sparta right then and there.
Right, but nope, you don't get to. Find another way.
Okay, so why do you have to have patience with me? I know I'm a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you can be.
I am an asshole. You always say that. But you're my asshole.
Right.
Like, well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Shit. Cool. Let me keep fucking up there.
Right, no. No, just like little things that you do will drive me nuts, and then I'm like, oh.
I don't do nothing. You be...
Oh,
you just
okay.
nitpicky.
Okay. Nitpicky my ass. I'm very patient. I'm like, one day you'll
Why
stop.
you roll your eyes at me and snap your neck? Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think patience is definitely, I mean, that's something that, patience can't be taught. Mm-mm. That's something that I don't even know how to even really define that, because having patience is something that is not only something that has to be learned, but it also has to be earned at the same time, without it sounding, negative, without a negative connotation on that. Because if you love somebody, you're going to, I guess, in a way, you're going to naturally be patient with them. You know, especially if you already, like we talked about with our first word, when we established trust. If the trust is there and we know it's there, makes patience a little bit easier. You can't be patient if somebody out there on some fuck shit. I mean, it's kind of hard to do. I understand that. We've all had, scenarios.
Old.
And
that gets old.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that player, But yeah, patience is definitely, I know it's cliche to say a virtue, but patience is super integral in a relationship. But other things have to be encompassed into patience in order for that patience to really work. Because you also have to have patience, I feel like, when each one of you are growing separately and together in a relationship or in a marriage. You know, you got to definitely allow each other to grow because
everybody changes.
Yeah.
They have their own.
Yeah.
Every season, something's different.
Yeah, that's true. That's one way to put it. Definitely.
Every season, something's new you like.
Yeah.
You know, you change your style of your clothes. You change your style of your hair. Or you know, it makes you feel differently. And you may like that feeling better. Mm-hmm. So everybody changes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And everybody has to be very patient of letting that person be that person.
Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like that's one of the things that, you know, attract people together sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know, is, you know, letting that person be who they are. You don't get with them thinking you're going to change them.
Right.
You know, why would you want to do that? You know, that's not what attracted you to that person in the first place. You know, it used to be an old school saying when I was growing up. You know, I used to hear my mother and other women say, oh, girl, you know, he's single, but he ain't bad. All you got to do is change him and, you know, clean him up a little bit. And I'm like, come on, man.
Maybe he likes to look that way.
Yeah, come on. I like my disheveled look and work clothes and boots.
Yeah.
Sunday.
He loves his sweatpants.
At the Ram Form. No, I'm kidding. Why you down? Oh, look. See, don't slip that in there like I ain't paying attention to your ass. I'm only one beer in, so you better.
There's patience all the time. All the time.
What's your next word, Miss Patience?
Devotion.
Devotion. Mm-hmm. Damn, that ain't on my list.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Devotion. Talk about it.
Just being devoted.
Excuse me.
Being devoted and attentive and, you know, knowing, you know, what the other person likes. Being there, you know, when that person needs you and knowing when that person needs you and not just, you know, there when you feel like it. There when it's convenient for you. Mm-hmm. And, you know, just basically you're talking about it, I feel like, from an aspect of just being selfish in a relationship. Because that's easy to fall into. Yeah. You know, and everybody to a degree does that. I mean, it's natural for that to happen sometimes. Especially, you know, you both have different work schedules. You both have a lot of stresses with family and, you know, with just life in general. And it's sometimes easy to be a little selfish towards your needs versus your partner's needs. Mm-hmm. It's easy to do, but you got to be able to recognize that when that's starting to happen or when it's starting to get a little too far or any of those things. If you're already in that position right now where it's gone too far, just scale back, man. You know, it ain't hard to do, you know. And sometimes you got to man up or woman up and say, you know what, my bad. You know, my bad. I am devoted in this relationship and I am doing the best I can. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe, I mean, there's a lot of different factors that go into that, but devotion is definitely important because if you're not devoted to your partner, I mean, man, then what are you doing? Right.
I mean, really, you're just wasting your time, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You're just wasting your time. But that's a good word. I like that. Devotion. It starts with your favorite letter.
Mm-hmm. On my favorite person.
I bet. See? Devotion. I'm my favorite person. That bitch. You are something else. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Of course, that actually goes into my next word of understanding. Mm-hmm.
That's my number 6.
Okay, there's another match. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, being understanding of each other's needs, recognizing when each other needs each other. I mean, sometimes things are just going to go unspoken. Things are just going to go unsaid. There's a lot of things that may go through your head every day as far as, you know, what I have to do tomorrow and what's going on right now. And yeah, sometimes that your partner could be bogged down with a bunch of stuff too that you also have collectively, but also separately. Right. And so just being understanding of that. And sometimes, you know, people get this misconceived notion that giving each other space, even within your space together, is a bad thing sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not. It's really not.
Oh, no. We have our spaces.
Yeah.
We have our spaces together.
Yeah. I mean, we have our separate spaces and our spaces together. We really do.
I mean,
I think that's a healthy balance. Mm-hmm. You know, people think, oh, well, the perfect relationship is, you know, being up under each other's pussies and ball sacks all the time. And no, I mean, why would you get on each other's nerves like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have, understanding, and understand that, sometimes, it could be anything. It could be anything that you need in your relationship. You may, let me go outside and just chill on the back porch, or like you do sometimes. You go outside and chill in the garden. Half the time I'm in this room right here working on music, or putting something together. So just being understanding of just a lot of things, each other's needs, each other's wants, what's needed in the household, what's needed in your relationship to keep it positive and healthy. And sometimes that even means, giving each other, like we said the last episode, that space just to grow,
Everybody needs to grow.
Yeah. What's your next one? What you got?
Encouragement.
Man, you keep this up, I'm going to end up cheating on my woman.
I'll encourage you to do that.
You kind of smart. Like, what your name again is?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Shit. As long as you put a little money in my pocket, she ain't going to complain.
Wait a minute, you're putting money in mine. You're that confused.
All right. Your word was, yet again? Encouragement. Okay.
Yeah, to encourage each other to, grow, pretty much, or to do what you want. I mean, to do what you like to do, whether, it's hobbies, or if you want to pursue another career. It's still, always backing that person, always, cheering that person on. You're their cheerleader. You're the person that stands beside them and goes everywhere. Go, me, go.
To me, it's more like Martin. Damn, Gina. Fuck.
Oh, dear.
No, encouragement. I agree. You definitely have to encourage one another to go after. Even if it's something sometimes from either side of the relationship, it may fail, it may not fail. But encourage them to, at least you could say you tried it. At least you say you've done it.
The thing with that one is, though, it's because we ourselves are telling ourselves, we can't do it. We're beating ourselves down. So yes, we need that other person to sit there and, say, yes, you can do it. Excuse me. I got like some frogs. Yeah, they're just like rivets.
That was from skinny dipping in 1998.
I guess so. Shouldn't have gotten in the pond.
Episode Never Have I Ever. Episode 4, if you want to go back to hear that shit.
Woo.
Skinny dipping with bullfrogs.
Oh, dear.
And tadpoles.
Yes, there's lots of them. I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah, get a drink. It's all good. But encouragement is important because kind of like what I was saying too. Whether it passed, whether you succeed at something, whether you fail at something, you still got to encourage that person, because it is natural for us as humans to kind of doubt ourselves going into something new that's unfamiliar or scary or any of those things. But that encouragement from your partner is going to be a huge factor in how you feel on whether you succeed at it or whether you failed at it. Because we both succeeded at certain things, we both failed at certain things. Together and separately.
Right.
A
lot of times relationships, I see relationships as, the other partner's like, oh, it's never going to work. You're not going to get it. You're not going to do this. And that's so much, you're getting so beat down, and you're beating yourself down, and,
right.
Nobody, nor the partner gets to
nobody's getting
strive.
Anywhere. It's stagnant, and then you're going to resent your partner.
Yes.
And then, resentment starts to grow.
Comes.
Yeah, resentment will start to grow, and it'll fester into other negative things you just don't need. Just be encouraging. It's sometimes easier said than done, even if it's something a little weird, like,
it's baby steps.
Okay.
Sometimes it's baby
if that's
steps.
what you want to do, babe,
you gotta retrain your.
If you want to go to that S&M party with dwarfs, I don't know how that's going to help us out, but
I guess we can try. Whoops. I don't know what to do. Oh.
Hearing chains and whips. And
I'm scared already.
Joking. No, but you're right, though. You're definitely right, and I agree with you on that. Encouragement is super important. It's super, because you're not going to get it anywhere else outside of your relationship. And if you feel like you need it outside of your relationship, then you're opening up the door to some other things that obviously you need to sit back and reevaluate your relationship you're in.
If your partner's asking for it elsewhere, that's a red flag too.
Yeah, and sometimes it's easy to blame that person versus look in the mirror and blame yourself too. Mm-hmm. You know, to blame yourself too. But every situation is different. But it's all kind of under the same umbrella. You know, there's different levels to this stuff. You know, we're just talking about in general as far as how we look at it. Mm-hmm. You know, but I do like that word encouragement, baby.
Thanks.
So, let's see. My next word is leadership.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't have that one.
Leadership. First of all, you know who Barack Obama is in the house, right?
Never mind, that's me.
And she knows I'm president, CEO, and actual king of the house. She can think that all she want to. Who's the king in this motherfucking King Chambers?
I turn the head.
I am the man up at... No, I'm kidding.
Okay. You can keep talking.
What I actually mean by leadership is, it kind of goes back to, alluding back a little bit to what we were just talking about with encouraging each other. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your significant other may be a little down in the dumps to the point where, you know, they may be going through a little bit of depressive spell. They may be, you know, going through a lot with family issues or with the kids, and it may be hitting them a little harder than it's hitting you. Especially, you know, a man and a woman's anatomy are so different sometimes, and how they process what's going on around them. Mm-hmm. It may seem like one person is being insensitive towards a certain situation versus the other, when really, if you understand each other, and you know that's not how either one of you are, that's just how you process the information and everything that's going on around you. Sometimes that other person has to take that leadership role in the relationship to kind of, until the storm passes, so to speak, to kind of weather the storm. Because you know your significant other is going to bounce back out of it eventually with your encouragement, with your help, and being patient, and all these things that we're talking about. And I feel like sometimes, you know, your wife might have to step up. Maybe you got laid off, or maybe you're not making the kind of money you used to making to provide for your family, and times are tight, and especially a man's pride. You know, a man's pride can sometimes get in the way to the point where, man, I feel like I ain't shit because I'm not able to bring home hardly anything, and we're getting all these late bill notices and all this stuff. You know, that can also, you know, bring a man down. And sometimes a woman just going to have to be like, okay, I know it's rough right now. Let me take the leadership role on a little bit while I smack him upside the head to get his shit together.
Right. Trust us, we've been here. That's why we know.
back, forth and forth.
Right. We did.
But but it happens to millions of people every day. Mm-hmm. It happens every day, all the time.
Yep.
And sometimes having to take on that leadership role with having to step up and take care of the kids while, you know, your partner's trying to figure it out. You know, they're trying to, of course, like me personally, during certain situations, I would sit back and be like, damn, man, what I used to tell you. I used to be like, man, I'm used to, you know, being the man that, you know, that has the money. I got that. Don't worry about it. I got that. And then when those times where I didn't have that, yeah, I was struggling. Mm-hmm. You know, of course, you know, I still was worried about our family, worried about our relationship, worried about the kids, and worried about everything that was consuming me. But it was hard for me to feel like a man at times to step up and still be that leader.
Right.
You know what I mean? To be that leader, because I feel like, especially Americans, I don't know about other countries, but I live here in the good old U.S. of A. In the Midwestern states.
Right.
And sometimes it's just easy to fall into that trap of feeling like financially and monetarily is what defines you as a man. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn that the hard way as a younger man. Now, the older I'm getting and understanding that shit don't mean nothing, man. Mm-mm. You know, it doesn't mean nothing. It's easier said than done, you know, because it could very well happen again. I'm in an industry where a layoff could happen at any time.
Right.
You know, but, you know, just learning from those past experiences and understanding the leadership role as not only just individuals in a relationship, but together.
Right.
And how to be leaders together.
Yep.
And work as a team, you know, I think is super, super important also.
That is. Mm-hmm. That is very good wording.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Cypha Omni 2020.
I'll vote.
What you got, baby?
Okay. Let's see, those two you picked. Laughter.
Laughter?
Yes.
Why is laughter important? You laugh when I ain't being funny, and that's that bullshit.
I know.
Laughing at me, shaking your head like, poor child.
Right?
Poor baby. He's so special. He's so special.
That is what my head is saying.
Yeah, I know it is. Your facial expression tells it all to me. No, really, laughter.
Yes, I think
Got to be able to laugh together.
Yes, always keep each other laughing.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, no matter what you're doing, do stupid shit. Just laugh.
That's the problem. See, you can't contradict yourself. You can't because you say when I do stupid shit, it drives you stupid.
Yes. He does do stupid
drive you
stuff.
stupid.
But I'm laughing so hard inside.
Man, I don't care.
But I can't show him that.
Look at she does anyway. Body language, understanding, the 7 chakras. I mean,
like I'm gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, I see that look at least 3 times a week.
Oh yeah. But always laugh.
Yeah, you got to take time to sit back and laugh and have some happy moments. Create happy moments.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you come in doing some silly shit or say some shit. Sometimes, and she knows I do this, I'll purposely get her fired up.
He does. And I can't understand why. I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
Because you say some of the funniest shit where you are fired up. My little firecracker. I always call her my little firecracker. Yeah, you see, I get her fired up and she'll start saying some wild shit out of getting irritated and shit. And I'm just laughing my ass off. And eventually she gets to the point she laughing too, but still mad, ready to kick my ass.
I'm like, just get away from me.
No. Answer this question. What does it mean?
No.
That doesn't even make sense.
I don't even understand
Then make it make sense. I'll be making up some shit, boy.
I'm like, you're saying this, and then you say this, and none of it makes sense. Where did you get it from?
I don't know. I mean, that's what they said. You got to tell me, explain it to me. No, you need to read your resources a lot better. I'm like, what? Not knowing half the time, I just be making shit up just to get her going. But yeah, laughing. We gotta laugh, man.
Yes, always
life
laugh.
is already serious enough. You gotta take moments out to laugh.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it can be. It definitely can be. Let's see what I got here. Sometimes you gotta have your own interests.
Mm-hmm.
Having your own interests. Some people fall into this notion of thinking that, to have the perfect relationship, you gotta be into the exact same everything with that other person.
No.
Are you fucking kidding me? Somebody like me and somebody like you, if that were the case, we would have been on the fucking evening news done catch each other. Excuse me. Yeah, we would have been in the evening news. Mm-hmm. CNN. Breaking news. Interracial couple kicks each other's ass in broad daylight.
Right.
No, but I feel like having your own interests is important. Now, of course, you should definitely, not that you should, but have an interest together. You're going to have some interest together. I feel like that's just as important. But also, I feel like it's also just as integral to have interests away from each other.
Right.
Just to also kind of go back to what we've been talking about in this conversation of having some space.
And a good tip on that, though, act like you're interested to hear what they do. Like, because I love my garden and I love my plants.
Yes.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. But you listen and you look at my plants and you go out to the garden with me and, and you don't have to do that.
Well, but you already know the hotter it's getting outside. I'll be looking at you right out this fucking window.
I know.
You doing all right out there?
I asked
it's
for
hot
him.
out there. I don't come out till
like
at 10 p.m. I'm vampire action now. Vampire in Brooklyn shit over here.
The other day, I was like, I'm going to get your salad ready.
Oh, she was so mad.
Could you get me a bowl and my cutters?
Mm-hmm. I did. I got you your bowl and your cutters, and you were still mad.
I hear the goddamn window open.
Open the window. It's hot.
And I look over, and his hand's hanging out with my bowl and my cutters.
It was hot.
And I am like, what the fuck are you doing, little fucking shit? You just could not walk them out here.
No. A brother ain't playing with the heat, man.
And boy, if that was fucking wood out there, you'd hear me stomping.
And little does she know, I actually recorded the interaction. for our future media that we're going to be putting. Yeah, we're going to be posting little clips and videos of our antics. And I actually recorded that because I was like, "Wow, she gonna be mad as shit." And my dumb ass fumbled the phone and couldn't record it right, so I had to delete it. I was like, "Fuck."
That serves you right.
Whatever. Man, but yeah, it's too hot. So I handed him to, but you got him though.
Mm-hmm. I did get him.
Okay.
And you got your salad.
That's right. That's salad and shit, man. But yeah, you got to have your own interests. Like sometimes I'll sit here and talk about, some of the different programs I'm working with, or some of the shit that I'm pissed off with when I'm producing certain beats and working on, music and bars and all kind of writing and blah 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 blah. None of that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I just sit there and agree.
You just kind of look at me like, okay, I just don't understand what you're saying.
But I agree and I listen. I say, oh, sure.
Like, what is wrong? Because she'll hear me. She'll hear me. And then I'll get in my mode and what's wrong? And then I'm, she's, I don't get it, but all right.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Having your own interests is definitely important. Mm-hmm. You got to have your own interests. If your significant other is into doing arts and crafts and different hobbies and stuff, let him go do that.
Yeah.
Let him go do that. Maybe your significant other, as far as your male figure in the family, he might be, he likes pool tournaments or going, bowling tournaments or going fishing with the fellas or, there's a lot of different things, that you got to allow each other to have that interest to also grow, because that also helps in the relationship. Because you will drive each other nuts. Mm-hmm. You will drive each other nuts.
Yes.
And that is just a fact. That is a fact. What else you got down there, woman?
Family comes first.
Family comes first? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's debatable there. Sometimes y'all be on some, I don't know, man. Huh. Don't you glare at me. Family first. This is true.
Yes.
Why is family first?
And actually, I put that because of you. You make it sure. You make sure that the family comes first, period.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you. Oh, that's nice of you, honey.
Thank you.
I don't think you ever said that, ever, in 10 years.
Well,
that's kind of nice. Everybody's hearing it at the same time. Okay, why is it because of me? What do I do that makes you realize that, I put the family first? I know you put the family first also. It ain't just me.
Because this is where my patience comes in.
Oh, God.
Because he has to... We argue a lot about the kids.
Man.
Because he needs to know. He needs to know, what's going on here. And if I don't know, he'll just keep beating the dead horse. And I'm like, I don't fucking know,
I need to know what's going on. And don't do me.
I'm like, what the hell?
I don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. When I know, I'll let you know.
Uh-huh.
No, he'll keep asking it
over
and over again.
Yeah, I get fired about the kids. I need to know what's happening, man.
I know.
I need to know what's happening.
I'm like, you can easily ask them.
No, I do ask them. They don't talk to me the way they talk to mama.
I know, right?
You know they don't.
I know.
They got to go through mama to get to me. Mm-hmm. Oh, I need X amount of dollars. Well, why didn't you just call me and ask me? Why are you putting your mama up to this? Mom, I'm going to need some backup. Because he's overbearing and dominant. And,
yes.
He's just an overbearing. Not an overbearing. What did one of them just say recently? Said I was not overbearing. Like I'm an over concerned dad or a.
I don't know.
Oh man, what did he say? And what did she say? It'll come to me, but I can't help it sometimes.
Yeah,
I really can't help it. I always think about you guys first. I always put you guys first, as much as it doesn't seem like it sometimes. I always put you guys first because not only do I just have to know, I'm always concerned. I'm always. And of course, over the years, as they've gotten older, I have actually fell back a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I haven't.
Nope.
They just don't know about it. No, they do sometimes when they come around like, oh, here he go, Mr. Joe Clark getting to preaching at us again and shit.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, can you just leave
you
it
smoke
alone?
crack, don't you? Then why don't you just go ahead and jump? I know, I don't want to. No, but I take pride in the fact that I put us first. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just, it's important to me to put you guys first because, I ain't worried about me. I do what I got to do every day, the best of my abilities every day. And, the last thing I want to worry about with enough shit that I have to worry about in the world every day is you guys' well-being and you guys' safety and how you guys are doing, especially going into certain things blind, and then all of a sudden it's hitting me and I'm like, yo, like, why am I just now finding out about this? I'm getting sick of y'all playing games with me. Y'all better let me know what's going on. You holding secrets now. I could tell by that look on your face. We gonna talk all
I don't have any secrets.
See how I get about our family people.
Oh, no, Kyle wants to go get some boots.
Well, he better buy his own. What, so he can... never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind.
What you got next?
Listen to you. What you mean, what I got next?
Well, pick something.
Pick something. Let's see. What I have next here is... Well, I mean, we pretty much covered most of what we've been talking about. Let's see, we talked about trust. We talked about patience and understanding.
I have communication last.
Of course, yes, ding, 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 ding. That is a given.
But I put it last for the reason that we're not very good at it still. But
No.
we work really hard on it every day.
We are actually gurus at communication at the same time. Because
Sometimes.
we communicate so... It's kind of weird how we do. Because we're both not the most articulate people in the world.
Yeah, I have no idea half the time what the hell he's talking about.
I'm only articulate when I'm writing and recording some shit, which is hilarious to me. I'm like, damn, I said that? Damn, all right. But in the conversation, I'll be like, man, you sound stupid as fuck, bro. Like, what was you just talking about? I have to sit back and think about it. Like, did I get my point across? No, because she's still looking at me bad with her back turned to me and shit. No, and I'm still going to rub on your booty. I don't care if you mad.
I don't care.
Since you got your back turned. No, the way we communicate, too, is kind of weird. Yes, we have been improving on that and working on it because communication, people think is a given. The communication is something you got to work at.
Every day.
Yeah, you got to work at it. Especially, you know, in an industry like mine, you talk all day long. Actually, you're not even talking all day long because I'm in the process of training people and stuff like that at my job. You're yelling all day long because it's loud. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking all day, and trying to go and communicate through all that noise and have your thoughts straight and all that stuff with a million things going on at once. And then your brain is just kind of fried sometimes, you know. And this is just me speaking personally. You know, sometimes I come home and I don't know what to talk about for a little bit. I just want to sit there and shake that shit out of my system and kind of unwind and get my thoughts kind of back together because all I've been hearing is constant just bang, 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 noise, screaming all day long. And so when it comes around sometimes to communicate, I'm like, I don't know. What do you mean?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. When he does have... He has his resting moment when he comes home, which is fine with me because I'm not a talker. I don't like to talk. When I do talk, I'll talk.
I should see my face right now.
Yeah,
What?
I am not a talker. He has
in public.
The reason why he has to ask me questions to get me talking. And he knows this. I won't talk about anything.
No,
I won't talk about nothing that's going on. I won't.
Well, yeah, that's true. But when I do get you talking, man, you going.
Yeah, I'll talk.
But what's funny about us to kind of circle back around though with the way we communicate, because we non-verbally communicate better than we communicate. Mm-hmm. Which goes back to what you were saying earlier in this episode. If you really think about it, just having that understanding.
Right.
And just kind of knowing each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a weird way we communicate like that. Because we don't have to say a word and we're communicating with each other at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny how we do it. And I catch myself sitting back kind of laughing to myself.
I'm glad you do. Okay, because I don't know what's going on.
Fine then, shit.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
All right, what you got? What else you got?
Unconditional is my last one.
Unconditional? Mm-hmm. Well, you need to buy me some more.
Conditioner.
My long hairs is feeling a little dry. I need some unconditionals.
Just use mine.
Yeah, man. I need that coconut, man.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I'm kidding. Unconditional.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Just being unconditional to you. It's kind of on the same lines as devotional or devotion, I guess.
You making it sound like a contractual agreement.
I know it pretty much is.
Yeah, between each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so being unconditional under any circumstances, under whatever life throws at you. Yeah, I like that. Unconditional love. My endless love.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you got to say about unconditional?
Yeah, I think I lost all my train of thought.
Well, when you go to Wally World next, make sure you get me some unconditionals. We need to re-up on those. On the Man, the way you be looking at me. Really? Uh-huh. Okay. All right, I'll make this word my last one.
Okay.
My last word is loyalty.
Oh, that's a good one.
Loyalty. Loyalty is a word that I feel like has been prevalently lost in today's society. Prevalently lost. What episode was that? Episode 2, where I got that anonymous letter.
Oh, I think so.
Was it? Got that anonymous letter at the job from a secret admirer that said I can get it. Now, in that scenario, to a lot of people, and some of the fellas heard about it at work and know about it at work, and you know some of the fellas' natural instincts and reactions. Oh man, for real? You a lucky dude. And all this other shit. I'm like, fellas, for real? And one of them cracked a joke today. Oh, girl is down there somewhere waiting on you. And I said, that bitch can keep waiting.
Yeah.
She can keep waiting. I mean, shit, no disrespect, but y'all think it's funny. That because, of course, I'm looking around and I see cats that are in, infidelity's going on, cheating's going on, and they think that shit is cute and funny. I don't think it's funny and cute at all. I really don't think it's funny and cute at all. The older I've gotten, and the fact that I value our relationship and how much I appreciate you and everything that you do and all the sacrifices, which is another word I left out, but all the sacrifices that we make for each other, I'm not about to fuck that up. But I ain't got time to train another woman to start over, first of all.
Right.
I ain't...
Because that's what you're going to be doing.
Fuck that shit. Hell no. I ain't doing that. Yeah. No, but loyalty is lost, and I think it's fucking sad that it is. One of my best friends, and everybody knows, some of my best friends, and, I have acquaintances and close friends, we all do, that compliment us and really like us and see how we, we stick together with each other and what we do for each other. One of my best friends said just not that long ago, he says, man, I admire the shit out of you, man, because you loyal. You are loyal, because he said, I know them hoes is out there wanting to fuck with you. I know they are. I see it. And I'm like, yeah, so? He said, but you a loyal dude, man. And I admire that shit out of you. And I was like, I appreciate, hearing that. Because men sometimes won't, compliment each other in some of those scenarios. Because it's just as hard for a man to stay loyal as it is for a woman.
Right.
As it is for a woman sometimes. Especially when you sexy like me. I mean, shit, let's not fuck around here, right?
Right. Get that.
Why you rolling your eyes again? God dang it. Like this motherfucker here. I'll show you some loyalty.
Right.
No, but I feel like I just take pride in the fact that, and I didn't even really think about it that way until he kind of just mentioned it to me like that. Like, you know what? Yeah, that, man. Yeah, that. Loyalty. And I feel like loyalty, if you don't have that sense of pride in your relationship, knowing that you're being loyal, knowing that you're being faithful, that would eat me up personally.
Yeah.
It would eat me up. And it would tear at my consciousness. It would, it would just fuck with me internally to the point where I couldn't hide that. I just couldn't hide that. I would eventually just break down and say, look, I fucked up, or this, that, and I'm glad I don't have to do that.
How could anybody afford 2 women anyway?
Man, don't I tell you that all the time?
Right.
I was like, what I look like cheating on you?
Right.
I can't afford to. I said, you expensive enough. I can't afford 2 bitches.
Horrible.
I can't afford 2 people. I ain't affording 2 women. No. Hell no. That ain't happening, man. I don't care if the side bitch got fire cooking and all kind of. I don't care. Ain't no side bitch. Ain't gonna be no side bitch. And it ain't gonna. Well, unless she's sugar mama status, then You be trying to pit me out on that anyway, but we can say that for a later date.
Yeah. I'll give some numbers out.
I'm sure you would. Y'all secretly don't know. She be wanting to pimp me out, man. What do you think about loyalty?
I think it is very, very important. Just to have that, person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and not just say, I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
This is
to
true.
Actually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to see, actually see growing old with that person, and not just say, oh, I want to.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of aspects about all of it.
And even if you don't necessarily, see it, you just know, like, man, I ain't going nowhere.
You gotta feel
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. But I've always said that when it came to you. It's like, I see us growing old together and being on each other's nerves for years to come.
I know, right? He always says that.
For years to come.
Yeah.
And you know what? I couldn't have known a better person in the world but you.
I know.
No, but pretty much everything that we talked about in this episode, it also comes from past experiences, just looking back at, past relationships, prior marriage. I've done my share of stupid shit and fucking up and making boneheaded decisions, and, which is natural when you're young. When you're trying to figure the world out, you're barely out of your parents' house at that point. And you think you got the world figured out and you got yourself together. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah.
No, the fuck you don't. Because I didn't actually feel like I was really starting to get my act together until I got to about 30. A little bit past 30. And I started to slow down a little bit and kind of look back and kind of process. And, and I'm like, okay, this is for real, for real. Yeah. Like, I really love this woman. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to grow as a man and get my shit together. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that, because you have to be with the right person to want to motivate you to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to find that person if that person isn't who you're with.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Because, it's just as easy to feel like you're progressing in a toxic relationship. Mm-hmm. If you're the toxic one, or both of you are the one that's negative and toxic in the relationship, or, stupid shit transpired. All of those things, come into fruition and become a factor sometimes. Well, pretty much all the time. Mm-hmm. And you just got to allow yourself. To me personally, I feel like you shouldn't be, and this is all subjective. If you're a young person out there listening right now, don't be thinking about something serious until you're at least somewhat established in your life to a certain degree. Not just financially, but I'm talking about emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Mm-hmm. Whatever you need to work on. Make sure you got yourself somewhat, especially emotionally. Have yourself, stable enough to where you kind of got a grasp and a little bit more understanding of who you are as an individual, what you like, what you don't like, what you expect, what you don't expect, what you won't accept, what you will accept. Mm-hmm. You want to allow yourself that time to get to know yourself. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, for men in particular, black men in particular, like I said, I'll just speak for me. I didn't really start gravitating towards understanding who I was until I was about in my, my early 30s, right around 30. And that's when I really started to understand, more of, okay, this is who I am now. And of course, like you said, we always evolve and we always change and we always grow and we learn from mistakes and we learn from past experiences and stuff like that. And that's when you can kind of sit back and you can reflect. It's kind of like one of those decade things. Every time you hit a new decade, or every 10 years, you kind of reflect back on that last 10 years like, damn, man, I was wilding at this point. Or, man, I actually did pretty good right here. And, it takes time to grow. Mm-hmm. It just takes time to grow. And especially for men, I think women sometimes are expected to do a lot more at a younger age because women mature faster at a younger age. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stupid women out there, mm-hmm. Just like there are men. But I think the expectations from women sometimes when it comes to that are higher because a lot of men come from scenarios and relationships or come from backgrounds and families where it's either broken and they was raised with their mother, or, you know, dad was just a worker and wasn't home like that. You know what I'm saying? And so they look for that in a partner as kind of a mother figure. When, yo, that ain't what you gonna want, man. You ain't gonna want somebody eventually to, you know, step on your nuts, and, well, maybe you're into that, but boss you around and tell you what to do. And, you know, and she's gonna eventually, sometimes I've seen, resent you to the point where she feel like she's raising another fucking kid in the house. You know, when you guys get older, or, you know, even maybe not even getting older, just kind of recognize it a few months or a year or two down the road, like, I got another grown-ass kid in the motherfucking house. So you got to allow yourself that time to grow before you should even think about a relationship. I feel like, you know, that early 30s, you know, once you're in your 30s, mid-30s, that's when I feel like at a certain point, you know, you pretty much know that's who you are, and you're kind of setting your ways and how you're going to be. You know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's a good opinion.
All right, baby. So, do you have any parting words before people start blowing off digits? Yeah. A good thing we record now, because it's going to be all kind of poppity snap, crackle, and popping action over the next few days. Getting our animals fired up, barking at all hours of the night.
I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it won't be our fault.
No. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. That might be a contributing factor towards these explosions. And
every year they make me panic. Oh my God, that thing landed on its roof.
I thought I caught the neighbor's roof on fire. I did. Oh man, I shouldn't. Now let me put that as an edit point. Last year, oops. I hope that didn't leave a mark. No, we hope everybody stays safe out there this holiday weekend, holiday week coming up. You know, don't do stupid shit. Wear plenty of sunscreen, white people. You know how you guys like to hit the lake and drink a lot of Bud Light. And
do not drink and drive.
Yeah, definitely be safe out there. You know, on a serious tip, everybody stay safe. Make sure your kids are being safe. You know, check us out on our social medias at Cypha Omni, at Lady in 79. Also, if you want to go on YouTube, it's under COTV, Cypha Omni, Comedy TV, COTV. And we hope everybody has an amazing, blessed week coming up. Yeah. Holiday week off. Spend time with family. Let your friends know you love them. Yeah. Kiss your dog. Hug your cat.
Yeah. All of the above.
Yeah, I ain't going to be doing that shit. Fuck them. They cost too much and they eat too much around here.
They do.
All right, everybody. We hope you guys have a safe time. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll holler at you on the flip side.
Bye.
Peace. Deuces.